Boy, we got a variety of music on this fancy playlist of July 25th, 2004. Got very coarse in that high energy dance music, rock your body from the Netherlands. Now at 39, we're going to make a 180-degree turn from the Netherlands to, well, the Michigan. Kid Rock with Jackson, Mississippi. Feel like Jackson, Mississippi. The song is not about Jackson, Mississippi per se. It's sort of a metaphor. It's about a fellow who's dealing with a drug addiction problem and how it's adversely affecting his life. But there's always something southern about Kid Rock. I mean, it's just, and I think part of it is because he was from a rural area in Michigan. He was born, his real name was Robert Ritchie. He was from a town in Michigan called Romeo, a small town, about 3,600 people as of 2010. Probably a little less than that when he was growing up. His dad was a car dealer, and he owned several local dealerships. They had a 6-acre farm. He picked apples and helped raise and take care of the horses on the farm. And Romeo, sort of on the outer fringes of Detroit, and Robert Ritchie, he got tired of the small town scene. It was just boring. Let's move on to something bigger. Let's go into Detroit. He taught himself how to break dance. He taught himself how to break dance. He taught himself how to rap. He joined a break dance crew. It was called the Furious Funkers. He was 11 years old. He taught himself how to work the turntable. Became a DJ in the Detroit area, put out some albums back in the 90s. His first really big album, Devil Without a Cause. Boy, this thing blew up. Devil Without a Cause, 1998. One figure I ran into, it sold about 13 million copies, but another figure that I ran into was 9 million copies, according to SoundScan. Well, either way, this album went platinum 11 times over, and he played at Woodstock in 1999. Remember Woodstock in 1999, which ended disastrously, but it helped Kid Rock as far as his career was concerned. He opened for Limp Bizkit and Stain on tour when he toured with them. This was around 1999. Cowboy was a pretty big record for him. And Picture, the song that he did with Sheryl Crow back in 2003, I believe that was a top 10 on the pop charts. And of course, All Summer Long back in 2008, probably one of his biggest hits. But Jackson, Mississippi is from his album that he came out with in 2003. It was just called Kid Rock. He covered Bad Company's Feel Like Making Love. Here's the thing about Kid Rock on this album. On Jackson, Mississippi, there's a southern rock. There's classic rock and there's grunge in this record. Just a mix of it all. Kid Rock. He can rock. No doubt about it. And actually, Jackson, Mississippi, it was a demo that he made back in 1995 for an album, one of his early albums called Early Morning Stoned Pimp. The name of the album, 1995. But it wound up on his self-titled album that he came out with 8 years later in 2003. And I guess that's all I got to say about Kid Rock. So here it is. Kid Rock, Feel Like Jackson, Mississippi at number 39 on my fantasy playlist of July 25th, 2004.